New chapter, conventional representation. Now, as we know that drawing is the language of engineers, or it is a symbolic language. So complete drawing is not to be drawn. Symbols or convention is to be drawn. In second semester we have studied that thread, external thread, actual thread is something like this, but what we are doing, we are making the symbol as a double line like this. This is the symbol of external thread, or external circle full, internal circle 3/4. That is the convention of the thread. So no need to draw complete thread, just we will draw the conventional representation, that is called conventional representation, or in easy way you can say the short form of drawing. So in second semester we have studied sectional views. In sectional views, as we know that this is the complete object and it is cut by a section plane. So the portion which is nearer to observer, it is removed. So when we will draw the front view, the portion which is actually cut by the section plane, we will draw the section line which is inclined at an angle of 45 degree and gap 1 to 2 mm, and it should be uniform, and the cutting plane is to be shown in top view. So this is the full section. So we have studied half section, partial sections, remove section, revolve sections. So similarly, if you want to show the conventional breaks, means just suppose round section, there is a round section, and the length of the round section is more, but the space available to us is not that much, so we can do the break like this. So that we have studied in first semester, or in convention of lines, short break line, long break line. So round section, this is the round bar actually, this is a round bar, okay, and if we will go like this, so it indicates this bar is round one, and break, round break means this, and section is to be given here. It means it is a solid bar, solid round bar. And if it is hollow one means a pipe or tubing. So same break is there, but section is not provided. If the section is not provided, it means that it is a hollow bar or pipe or tube. And the symbol of round bar is full circle and tube is 2 circle. Okay, you can give the illustrations of pipe or tubing like this also. So this upper diameter and this lower diameter, yeah, maximum diameter and this lower diameter section is to be provided, and this pipe or tube, the symbol is 2 circle. Rectangle section, here you can see in the sphere, the short break line means this rectangular section is longer one, and section is provided and symbol is just a rectangle. Similarly, if the rectangle section having material wood, so at that time you have to give the symbol like this, wood grains is to be shown. And if there is I section means something like this, I section, most of the girders or railway track is made up of I section. So this I section, if it is cut, so it is to be shown like this I section, and this I. Similarly, channel section, and similarly T sections. So these are the conventional breaks of long numbers, which are not usually drawn to scale. Just a symbol is to be given which indicates either it is round bar, tube, rectangle bar, or as I section, T section, or C section. Then conventional representation of the material. As we know that being mechanical engineer, we have to show the materials also in the drawing. For example, up to second semester, we have used this symbol, section line inclined or hatch line inclined at 45 degree, gap 1 to 2 mm, and it should be uniform. So this is to be considered that the material is made either by steel, cast iron, copper and its alloy, aluminium and its alloy. So whenever the product is made by product drawing or part drawing is made by this material, the section symbol will be given like this. And if the material is a zinc, lead, tin, white metal, etc., at that time you have to give the section 45 degree and another direction 45 degree. And if the material is glass one, so you have to use these conventions. Okay. And if there is a packing and insulating material like asbestos, marble, slate, etc., so those materials are represented conventionally, or conventional representation of that material is dotted section line, dotted hatch line. This is used for porcelain, stoneware, marble and slate. And if the material is asbestos, fiber, felt, synthetic resins product, paper, cork, linoleum, rubber, leather, wax, insulating and filling material, so that material convention is 45 degree and a horizontal line. If you are representing liquid, so liquid, from childhood we are using these conventions only whenever you are showing the liquid. So horizontal line and dotted line. So liquid like water, oil, petrol, kerosene will be represented conventionally like this. And if there is a wood material, so wood grain is to be made. Wood or plywood is represented conventionally like this. And if there is a concrete, we have studied in I foundation board or different types of foundation boards. In that, concrete is represented by like this. This sand and this what you call it is khadi, and concrete is to be indicated by these conventions. Then another conventional representation of different mechanical parts or different machine components. Slotted head. If you are using screws or bolts, if the head is a slotted one, the actual drawing is like this front view or side view, and conventionally it is to be represented circle and two lines of slot at an angle of 45 degree. If there is a radial ribs means there is a part, cylindrical part, and these two cylindrical parts are joined by the rib, so that front view and side view will be like this, and symbolically or conventionally it is represented by like this. If there is a serrated shaft means the shaft having teeth. You might have seen the two-wheeler vehicle, जहाँ पे किक रहती है, kick is fixed to the shaft, that shaft having serrations and kick having internal serration. The number of serration is the same, so it is fixed on the serrated shaft and it is tightened with the bolt. That is a serrated shaft. The normal shaft is like this, and if there is a teeth, that is called serrations. So this serrated shaft actually represented like this, and conventionally it is represented like this. Spleen shaft. Difference between gear and spleen shaft is the gear having teeth on the periphery, shaft also having teeth on the periphery, but the gear having thickness is less than the diameter, and shaft, your spleen shaft means diameter is less than the length. So if the gear teeth are produced on the shaft, that is called spleen shaft. So number of teeth, actual representation like this, and conventionally if you made 2 or 3 teeth, it will be indicated that spleen shaft. Then ratchet and pinion. In bicycle, this arrangement is used in bicycles. You might have seen that when you are pedaling to the cycle, so cycle moves forward when you are rotating the pedal in clockwise direction, and if you are rotating in anti-clockwise direction, cycle does not comes backside. So that arrangement is called ratchet arrangement. In forward direction it moves, and in reverse direction it moves freely. So ratchet and pinion. So this is called ratchet, and this pinion teeth are provided, and this ratchet is fixed, holding this pinion whenever required, and when it rotates in reverse direction it will move or rotate freely, and in forward direction it restricted by the ratchet. So this symbol or convention is like this. Then bearings. As you know, the roller bearings on the shaft or ball bearing on the shaft. So this is the shaft, and this bearing and this round is made, that is called roller bearing, and this shaft and this bearing is mounted on the shaft, and this rectangle is produced, it is roller bearing. So these two bearings conventionally represented by the symbol like this. So this shaft and cross is here, so that is the symbol or convention of bearing. Then in knurling, in a turning shop or in machine shop, you have performed knurling operations. So two types of knurling are there: straight knurling and diamond knurling. So this straight knurling, this knurling is used for tightening and loosening. You might have seen on a vernier micrometer. So for tightening there is a diamond shaped knurling is provided. So for gripping purpose. So straight knurling, if the small serrations or small gripping is a straighter one, that is straight knurling, and symbolically or conventionally it is represented like this. And if the knurling is diamond shape, so actually cross one, and symbolically you can conventionally you can represent like this. Then repeated parts. In a drawing, we have to draw so many parts as a repeated one or identical one. Identical parts, if you are making 3 identical parts, so actually you have to make 3 drawings, but conventionally just you have to make complete one, and other is just a boundary or outside. Okay, then keys. You have studied the different types of keys: saddle key, feather key, taper key. So saddle key symbol, so this muff and this shaft and this, or you can say this pulley and this shaft and saddle key is provided here. Symbolically you can show like this. Then square on shaft. Square on shaft means this round shaft, this round shaft, and this is square. Square is provided for spanner, or for sometimes square neck is provided to avoid the rotating. You might have studied in locking arrangements. So square shaft Suppose this is a square portion, so it can be represented like this. And holes on circular pitch. So if there is a hole having number of holes on circular pitch circle diameter, and you can conventionally represent like this. Only one yellow spooler and then center is provided. So this is all about the conventional representation of machine components. And thread, you have studied this in second semester. External thread, actually this thread is made like this, and conventionally it is represented like this. You have studied this one. So external circle full, internal circle thread. For internal thread, actual figure of the thread is like this, but conventionally you can represent this two double line section is provided, and internal circle full, external circle 3/4. So this is the symbol of or convention of threads. Other conventions that we will see in next lecture.